after Jay wanted nothing more to do with the band, Five vowed to keep on moving, starting a manhunt for a new member.
I don't think we're looking for someone who's going to look like Jay, act like Jay. We're just looking for a fifth member.
Not a massive fan of the idea of getting somebody else. I'm not.
5 bad boys with the power to rock you, blowing your mind, so you gotta get into 5. What you waiting for? If you want a 3, 2, 1, let's do it.
5 years, 3 number ones, 20 million records, and 8 tons of sportswear. At their height, Five were one of the biggest bands on the planet. But in 2001, they shocked the world.
We have actually finished now as of today. Five are no more.
Now, Five are about to hook up for the first time in 6 years. To keep the peace, they're meeting on neutral ground at manager Chris's house.
As far as being in a room together, this will be the first time, so it's quite monumental, really.
There's always fears, is it going to work, is it not going to work, is the dynamic still going to be there?
Hello, mate.
What a first, second, third, what's going on?
Good to see you, all right?
Sparkly-eyed Richie has flown in from Australia and has mixed feelings about seeing the boys.
Like, excitement and nervous are very similar emotions and very similar feelings, and I can't really tell you which one I am.
Shitting myself, absolutely shitting it, really. I've gone funny in the head. It's all playing tricks on me. My biggest fear of going in there, that it just feels completely wrong and I want to go home. This is where the journey really begins.
A little bit, not anxious, but just a little bit interested in seeing what everyone's been up to and what they're looking like. And I hope I don't say nothing too rude, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, you look terrible.
What do we start?
Sorry, a bit late.
Sorry, I'm apologising for a bit.
Take your boots off.
Apologies.
Take your boots off. Long time no shizzle.
How long has you seen Rich for?
We had a coffee in London.
I don't understand you, mate.
Is that before you was Australian? Or?
Yeah,
we had a coffee in London.
I need a translator. I don't know what you're saying.
Do I sound Aussie then?
Completely.
To you?
Listen, you sound like an Australian Brummie.
You sound like
Essex.
a Brumalian. Think you're speaking South African, ain't you?
4 years after the split, Richie escaped to the other side of the world to start afresh.
It's just really nice to sort of meld in and just be a normal member of the public and not have that kind of constant recognition and stuff, It's liberating.
But there were darker reasons for Richie's exodus. Five's sudden split flung the former heartthrob into an existential black hole.
I just kept losing it more and more of what I wanted to do. I was smoking a lot of weed and I was drinking every day. I basically reclused. People had recognised me in supermarkets and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, you're from Five and la la la, what are you doing now? I just remember every time they'd ask me that question, another little part of me inside would die. Actually, the little voice in my head was like, you haven't got a clue. Felt like I was free-falling, and all of a sudden I wedged myself between two cliffs, and I was like, right, okay, no more. Like, I'm not falling down anymore.
Moving to Oz saved him from a post-pop meltdown, and Richie started to get his life back on track.
I opened Gorilla Restaurant and Bar, put a lot of blood, sweat and tears into it, and got it open and got it across the line.
But that's not all he'll be leaving behind.
Oh, thanks. My other half is called Charlotte. She's fantastic, absolutely love her to pieces.
I think, we've had long conversations about it, and I know he's doing what he needs to do, and I'm just going to do whatever I need to do to get through the time. So how long do you reckon you'll be over there for?
I don't know.
It's just one of those ones, huh?
Going back into it, it's always been so far away, and I've been the other side of the world. So, yeah, a little bit nervous, but also, super excited.
What I'd like to know is, Why do you want to do it?
Why do I want to do it?
Yeah. What does this mean to you? Why do you want to do it?
Do you know what, actually, for me, one of the big things is walking out on stage in front of thousands of people is really fun.
Do you miss it?
I don't miss being in a band and I don't miss being famous, but I did really enjoy walking out and going, yeah. You know when your ears, remember that thing when they'd scream and your ears would go, wah, 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 wah. You know?
Do that again, just one more time.
Wah, 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 wah.
So you want to experience that again? You'd like to experience that again?
Yeah, one last time, one last crack.
For me, it never felt right the way we split.
Yeah. What's Ab's feeling?
I don't even remember anything. I really don't.
Get off my parsley, man.
Always the party boy of the group, Abs has swapped his rock and roll antics for the quiet life in rural Lincolnshire with his girlfriend Vicky.
This is the view I wake up to every day. Like every morning I wake up, sometimes I'm in my pants and I kind of hold this position. I'm like this. Who wouldn't want this right here? Just space. I love my dogs right now. They're my life. They bring me so much joy. I've got 2 horses as well, and at the moment I had 10 chickens, I've got 4 left. So that's my world right now, and I've got a beautiful girlfriend that keeps me balanced. She saved my life through my eyes because I was on quite a road to self-destruction. It's kind of my little den that I come and hang out at and make a bit of music and reflect over the years. I don't know, it's quite strange. It's quite strange to look back and reflect on it, but I don't know, I see like a little boy, man, just a little boy, just clean shaved and innocent, but apart from that, man, it's reminiscent, it's good times still. After the band split up, I had a solo career for a little bit. Perfect, was she worth it? A dangerous game she had to play. And then I went for about 5 years just being this boy out of a band that's living life and's got money, and there we go, we're spending it. I was in this lifestyle of champagne and cars and fancy clubs and restaurants and being Mr. Thinks he knows it all. Because I had this idea that I'm alright, I'll always have money, and I was partying for about 5 years on and off, and then I basically went bankrupt.
With no cash and a solo career hurtling towards the dumper, Abs met an agent who promised to put his career and financial troubles back on track.
I had trusted him, and he felt like he was a brother to me, you know, somebody like in the darkness when I've got no family and no one else around. I sold my house, was $250,000, that was my profit that I had left. This so-called friend was gonna hook me up with an account and a house to live in again and get me all sorted and on that track. 3 months later, he just kind of disappeared. Like, he wouldn't answer my calls. He's got 250,000 of mine and he's not answering my calls. Every day felt like a year living in hope that this guy's gonna go, Abs, I've got your money, here's your account, here's the money back.
It wasn't just the money, it was the betrayal.
Yeah,
the money hurt.
I know.
It was like, what now? What the hell am I gonna do?
He's taken everything I own. I've got nothing, literally nothing. I'm a tramp.
Desperate, despondent and down and out, Abs took matters into his own hands.
One day I woke up and I went after him. And cut a long story short, I got arrested. And I'm sitting in this shitty cell, man, with a toilet and like a little foam mattress. And I'm sitting there thinking, where's the justice in this, man? Where's the justice?
The lads from Five have come together for the first time in 6 years. After the brutal breakup in 2001, Five all fell on hard times, but Abs hit rock bottom hardest of all. Bankrupt, depressed and betrayed by his agent, Abs had stopped loving the wildlife and ended up living with it.
I was quite stubborn, I didn't ask anybody for anything. I lived upstairs in a bakery, in my cousin's bakery, for about a month or 2 with rats. And I'm thinking, this is getting a bit too close, the rats are getting too friendly, you know. I'm waking up in the morning and there's a rat looking at me like, go get me some of that cake that's downstairs. It's just a little bit like, this isn't right.
Broken, Abs turned to another stranger to save him. It proved to be a very dangerous liaison.
While I was partying, I met this wealthy woman. She basically took me under her wing. She gave me a place to stay in St. John's Wood in this fucking mansion. I had maids. I was running around with royalty and celebrities were coming back to the house. It was party central. We was partying for 3-4 days straight. I'd wake up in the morning and my breakfast would be every drug, every drink, like lemon sorbet with vodka, like as a breakfast. Weed hanging out of my mouth. Cocaine made me just think like, this isn't right, this isn't right. This dude offered me a Bentley to spend the night with him.
No,
do you remember I told you?
Lowering the tone there.
And I did have a second of like, oh man, Bentley GT.
I'm concerned about the amount of time
and I smelt the leather. For 1 second I smelt the leather and I visualised it and I was like, man, he would want to annihilate me. So
lowering the tone again.
I'm being honest, that's where I was at in my life. I'd be finding 80-odd grand diamond earrings, Chopard watches. I had 25 to choose from with diamonds that rolled around the face. You couldn't even tell what the time was. You know what I'm saying? It was pathetic. It's a stupid lifestyle. It made me just think like, this isn't right, this isn't right. You're basically a pet. You're a pet. It wasn't my life. I wasn't allowed to be me. I had to be someone else. And that person was on his way out, easily.
Abs was thrown a lifeline when he met his girlfriend Vicky, but he was still hell-bent on self-destruction.
I felt like I had nothing to lose. I'd done it all. Had money, spent it, been there, done it. What else is there? What else is there? I just felt I was ready to die. It was a series of events.
It was gradual,
but
there was.
That slowly just took me lower and lower. And I mean, it was just before I met you, really. I was on my way down, I guess.
It was like there was a bit of like a demon. There was something dark around you.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was literally like Jekyll and Hyde.
I was at a gig and I smashed this bottle of red wine and it went everywhere. And I saw blood. I didn't see wine, I saw blood. And I just saw a sharp piece. And I remember just slicing myself like that, just cutting myself quickly, man.
You were really, really fighting with yourself. That was the worst.
It was like trying to get out of this skin. I was thinking, like, what's a good way to make a front page? That was what my life was worth, how you're gonna go out. And looking back, I don't see that like me. I don't see that that's who I am anymore. And I look back on that person and I want to give him a hug. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a long and winding road to recovery, and Abs now lives on a farm away from the temptations of the city.
The biggest bonus out of everything is I found this place, this person in me that I actually like. Right here is a bit of tobacco that I grow. This I think is some lavender right there we've got going. I started off doing gardening in like a nice pair of white jeans and looking all spick and span, but these days you kind of just go with the flow because you're gonna get pretty dirty. But I think I'm quite natural at it. If I just pull out one of these carrots for you, I've been practicing growing curly carrots. Yeah, see how? Look, check out these curly carrots there, see that? That's a curly carrot, so Abs could be potentially moving into the farming world. I feel like it's unfinished business, man, still. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really, like, I didn't want to split up the first time we split up, man. I was like, no. I remember Rich coming up to me on the rooftop somewhere, and he said to me, like, listen, after this, we're calling it a day. You cool with it? And I was like, no, I'm not.
Abs wanted to keep the rock and roll dream alive, but Scott couldn't wait to get out.
We broke up on the 27th of September 2001. And I got married on the 28th of September 2001, the day after. And it was like shutting a book on one life and starting a book on another. So what I've been up to for the last 11 years would be being a family man. I've got an 11-year-old boy and I've got a 6-year-old son.
Who are you going out with now?
No, I got a girlfriend no more.
Yes, you have.
At the time, Scott was happy to jack in fame, fortune and quivering fans for a life of domestic bliss, but it was still a battle to move on from Five.
I just found it hard to deal with not being in the band. I went to some counselling for anger management. So, you know, sometimes just a little bulb goes off in my head and I get very, very angry about anything. I wouldn't call it a full nervous breakdown that I had, but to be that famous to doing nothing is a very, very hard road. I'm very lucky. And had I not have had family support, yeah, I reckon I could have crumbled.
You love watching that, don't you?
Yeah, sing one.
We shouldn't have quit. We should have just said, can we have some time off to sort our heads out? Wish we had done that, so that's the only regret. I've been carrying the torch for I've been trying to get this band back together for years and years and years.
11 years after the split, and Scott has finally got his reunion. But as the five boys regroup, can they put their turbulent past behind them?
For me, if we're going to do this, we've got to work through bullshit. Yeah. Like all that superficial, like not say, like I want to know exactly how you felt.
Everyone's going to have a different opinion of it because everyone's had a different experience.
I definitely have feelings that, like, nobody quite understood each other's position in the band. We were from such different upbringing, different, like, places.
Nah, me and you weren't cool, man.
No, we weren't for about 4 months.
I was like, who is this dude? Seriously, I'd never encountered, like, a being like you. From where I come from, I don't know, it was weird to me.
Yeah, there was a split in the band.
There wasn't a split.
It started,
from
my personal point of view, when we first got in the band, me and you were, like, so close. And I actually felt, in the band, I felt that I lost you as a friend. And it was horrible because I thought, wow, the relationship I had with Sean has been completely destroyed. I went from thinking you were fantastic to not liking you very much because of the person that I felt that you'd become.
When Sean joined the band at 15, it was a dream come true for the unassuming child prodigy who was writing music aged 9.
I just love music. I mean, that's where it all began, and that's the thing that sustains me. That's why I'm here. This is like my lyric book. This is just full of songs. Whether it's cheesy pop music, classical music, soul music, you know, to me it's the same 12 notes, and just that's what I'm about.
But his years in Five under Jay's influence turned his passion into his downfall.
Me and Jay were like brothers, and he was like to me, you know, he was like, listen, you know, this band we're in and the music we're doing, basically it's cheesy pop and it's shit. So I took it all on board as a 15-year-old, and I was like, yeah, he's right, we're not cool. But somewhere in the middle, he changed his attitude, embraced it, loved it, and became the big pop star. And sort of left me behind. But I didn't change. I embraced the negativity. That's what destroyed me mentally.
Unable to cope, he called it quits when Five were at their peak, turning his back on a fortune. And it's taken years for him to be able to face his painful past.
When I first sort of came out of the band, I did everything I could to get away from the industry and listen to the music. I never watched myself on TV. I just closed it off. 2 years ago, I watched the Brits for the first time on YouTube. Somebody told me it looked good.
He spent the past few years pursuing a solo career, as yet without success. But can finally see Five as a positive part of his life.
I want to get to a point where we finished the show at Hammersmith Apollo, and we say, finally, we embraced it, we enjoyed it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Sean's decision to leave was the beginning of the end for Five, so some epic bridge buildings needed.
When I really left, did you hate me?
Absolutely, 100%, not even that much.
I think everyone was too tired to feel angry, Sean.
When the band ended, you know, I want you all to know that it was the hardest decision for me, and it was a selfish decision. My decision has affected everybody's.
Of course it has, yeah.
I didn't want it to end. I wanted to keep going,
I always
man.
thought you did, man.
No,
That's what
I thought I did.
Like, fuck this, I want a solo career. And I thought he wanted a solo career, and he was like, fuck this, let's just end it now. And I'm like, what? Wait.
I think that everyone played their part. Everyone played their part in being horrible at times. I mean, you know, what an annoying fucker I could be.
Remember when I got you in the headlock and we went tumbling down the steps?
I do remember that.
Listen to me, right? Stop making a joke of it, because you know it's serious.
So why did you chuck me down the stairs?
Because I lost the plot. I felt at times you were taking it for granted.
What?
Everything we had.
How can you say we're taking it for granted? Like, take America, for instance. In my opinion, the reason we were dropped by the label is because of how you and Jay behaved. And we were platinum in the States, and we were going to actually smash the States. But
can I just
there
say...
was two obnoxious, no offence, but obnoxious people that pissed off big bods in America.
So what did you do wrong through the band? Were you perfect?
I wasn't an angel, but I would say I didn't cause us anywhere near as much shit.
Was you never obnoxious?
Why are you all of a sudden doing that? Give it to me. What have you got? Go on, what's your problem?
I'm taking all the fucking flack for Jay.
You're not taking flack,
I might as well fucking speak
You're
with a
the
warrant
one,
and
hang on a
accent.
second.
He's not here.
You're the
Anyway,
one sat there going,
it's
we
from
need
all
to
this
get
shot.
all this out,
Let's
we
get it
need to
right.
talk about it, but then as soon as we start talking about it, you go, I'm taking all the flack.
Well, you're fucking walking around like you've got some halo on you, like, oh, it was angelic me.
No,
I did
just
fuck all me.
No, I didn't say that.
You're bullshitting.
Go on. What am I bullshitting
kicking
about?
up.
What is going on here? Will you two calm down?
I think Sean's had one too many.
Oh, can we all just fucking chill out?
Everyone.
My God, honestly, it's just taking
Shut your cake
6
up.
hours.
Because nobody
6
lets anyone
hours and we're
fucking
back
speak. Nobody lets
already?
anybody speak. Shut
You
up
don't
and
ever let anyone
finish what he's
speak.
saying. Let him finish what he's saying.
Sean, it's all good, man. It's all in the past. Abs, good to see ya. Let's have a beer.
Do you know what I feel? Overwhelmingly, like fucking Jay's missing, man.
Well, because he is.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not here.
I'm feeling it though. I'm gonna have a problem with the fifth member. I'm gonna have a problem with the fifth member. Like, I don't want any other punk in the band, and I don't want him just to be some punk that is just gonna fill the space temporarily.
If we have to get another member, I don't think we should go for these X Factor runner-ups, ex-members of bands.
I mean, everyone's really negative about this extra member thing. Like Rich, you know, almost I can see in his eyes, he just doesn't even believe in it, doesn't want it to happen.
I'd much rather it just be the 4 of us, because I think we could do it.
We'll call 5. We're fucked here.
Just because of our name. We need to get up in the morning fresh and start looking for this new member. If we don't find him, we're going to carry on our search and try and find the dude that fills Jay's shoes.
What about 4, but spelt with a 4?
The fact that we're all in the same room is amazing. So it's happening. It really is happening.
While the girls enjoy most of their life back in the cat race, the boys from 5 are confronting a J-shaped hole after he pulled out of the big reunion. Scott and manager Chris have cherry-picked from the best of the 5 hopefuls. They have to persuade the others they can find a 5th member. Today, the lads have turned into a quartet of cowls to audition the top 3.
How's this dude turning up?
I don't know. You better not be late. Yeah, he better not be late.
Well, that's it.
What? Well, because we're never late. We're on time, we're on the ball. He's got a show, he's got to turn up, no sleep and piss. We'll go, you're in.
First up is musician and model Dan Cossey, better remembered for his journey with the boy band Northern Line.
So how long were you in the band for?
I think I was the first member to join.
Right.
So I was in it for 3 years. I mean, I was put in the band just through being a model, really.
So I think they categorised you as like the pretty boy.
I think they did then. Yeah. I wasn't put in the band for singing. I just thought I brought something different.
But you can sing, though. You can.
I can hold a note with people. Not Mariah Carey.
Would you sing for us today?
What, on my own? No.
No.
I'll sing with the rest of you and harmonise, but I'm not standing up and we wish you a Merry Christmas. Do you know what I mean? I just look an idiot.
No.
I mean, we want to meet up again later.
Yeah.
Not today, but another time if you think I'm any good to come and hang out with you, then we'll do it.
Well, no,
We'll
we
do it
appreciate
then,
what
but
you've
if
said. You know, cheers, man. Thank you very much.
I've got a good career DJing. Thought I'd come and see what it was all about. I've seen it. It's up to them now.
It's obviously a bit disappointing that he said he don't sing, but he was honest. He said like he sings a bit, he could harmonise and that, which is maybe all we need.
It doesn't have to be Pavarotti, but like, he's got to be able to sing.
Next is musician and model Luke Boyden, another industry veteran.
What's your background like? Have you done something before?
Yes, I've been involved in a couple of bands before, but for whatever reason, it hasn't materialised at the end of the day.
And what's your thing like? You vocalists, like you know, you're obviously the singer and stuff.
Yeah, I've always been a sort of soul boy, really. I'm into my old school Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, fan of you boys back in the day, your NSYNC.
Would you want to sing for us today?
I can do. I pretended I'm glad you went away. The pain is real, growing more every day. Now I'm dying inside, and nobody knows it but me. No, no, I can see it so clearly, but you're no way around. A little bit sort of nervous coming into it. Obviously the guys have been there, done that, sold a lot of records. If the call came, there'd definitely be four guys I'd get on with, I think.
Basically, Scott, you love him, don't you?
The reason why I liked him,
He was
a nice guy, he was humble, he appreciated it, he sang well. Did you like him?
I liked him as a nice guy, but is it just a nice guy we want? Like, these do my head in, but it's good. But when he was talking, I felt like I was having counselling, and I felt so calm and so at ease, which is nice. It'll make it a very nice tour, but there's no spark. So
With the camp split on Luke, it's time for the last hopeful, Nathan Rawlings. This musician might not be a model, but he does look familiar.
I went into X Factor 2010, got to the judges' houses, and then picked up management. 18 months on the road, toured with a few people, got let down, and now I'm back to work.
Yeah, right.
Simple as that.
Can I ask you to sing a cappella?
Do we still want to hear you sing?
Sing a verse and chorus a cappella.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's stay together, oh, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad.
Thank you. I think I could fit into five. They're good lads at my age, seem to have a bit of something going on, so you never know.
Top bloke.
Really nice guy, brilliant voice, I mean...
Sang really well.
Yeah, he can sing high and stuff, but it didn't have any tone to it or any... Yeah, again, I start thinking about when you're on stage and you're holding your own, is it strong enough? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I got feeling when he sang. And I think that, you know, as it's music, that matters. We don't agree on much, do we? So why are we going to agree on this?
Where are we after today?
Nathan and Luke would be on my short list, no offence to the other guy.
He didn't even want to do it.
No.
He wasn't interested.
It's safe to say that I think we'll probably continue this process.
This is something for the longevity of the band. It's got to be right. This is not just we'll just fill a gap. Everyone in this band has got to be happy with that decision. This process could take a lot longer than we want it to.